Good morning, 8th grade math students, and welcome to virtual math class. Today, we're going to be talking about the Pythagorean Theorem, literally like my favorite thing to teach all year. So, our objective for today is that students will be able to identify the parts of a right triangle and state what the Pythagorean Theorem states. So today, basically, we're getting our toes wet, and we're going to go real slow, although hopefully this video won't be too long. Okay, so this is a right triangle. Woo! So Pythagorean theorem only works with right triangles. So it's important that you know that. So a couple things that we need to know about a right triangle. So yes, a right triangle has a 90-degree angle. All of those things, we know that. The other thing that we need to know is the legs of a triangle versus the hypotenuse of a triangle. So the legs of the triangle will be the two sides that form that right angle. So I have one leg that is going here, and I have another leg that is going here. We're going to act like those are straight lines. Now, the other thing that we need to know is that the long side is the hypotenuse. So that is the hypotenuse. Everyone say that now. Hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse is the longest side of the right triangle. So we have two legs that form the 90-degree angle, and then we have our hypotenuse, which is the longest side length. So now, the Pythagorean theorem. So if A, B, and C are sides of a right triangle, where C is the hypotenuse, then A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So let's go back to our lovely right triangle. So we have our right triangle and we have our right angle. So where we have our right angle, our leg lengths are going to be A and B. And it doesn't really matter which order those go in, which way where you put A and where you put B, as long as those are the legs. What is the most important about this is that C is always the hypotenuse. So C is the longest side. So what this is saying is that if I square A and I square B and I add those together, that would equal the length of C. So which is again just showing you that C is the longest side length of that right triangle. So now you're like, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. A squared plus B squared equals C squared, but what exactly does that mean? So here we have our right triangle right here, so in the blue, yeah, right triangle. So I have A and B. So if I look, the length of A is 1, 2, 3, 4 units long. And B would be 1, 2, 3 units long. So now if I plug, the length of A is 4 and the length of B is 3. So what it's saying is if I square each of those, so that would be 4 squared is, and then B is 3 squared. So now notice whenever I look at my hypotenuse, which would be side length C, I cannot simply just count up the units because those, they're not equal distance. So like these, I can tell what the distance is for the lines. I can't tell what the actual length is for C. But I know that A squared plus B squared needs to equal C squared, right? And it tells me that C squared is going to be 25. So you've probably already figured this out, but I'm going to work it out anyway. So 4 squared, we know that that's 16. And 3 squared, well, I know that's 9. So what it's saying is if I add 16 plus 9, that equals C squared. So then 25, if I add them together, equals C squared. You see what I did there? So now C squared is 25. And then if I want to know what the measure of just C would be, if I'm squaring a number, the opposite will be to take the square root. So if I take the square root of both of those, The square root of 25 is 5 because 5 times 5 equals 25. So now I know that my side length for C would be 5. And I know that it's all worked out there and that you can see that. But this is kind of a preview about where we are headed. So a 3, 4, 5 triangle, we call that a Pythagorean triple. And what that is it's probably the most popular right triangle out there. Because that's most commonly what you'll associate with the Pythagorean theorem. 3, 4, 5 triangle, it's a right triangle because it satisfies a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So I know I just threw a bunch of information at you at once, but really just know that right now, what's important for you to know is that a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and to know that a and b are the leg lengths of the right triangle that form that 90-degree angle, and then c is the hypotenuse that makes the longest side length. We'll get into more about what exactly the Pythagorean theorem is and go more in depth in a later video, but right now, this is the Pythagorean theorem.